Hi, I'm Heather Strotter, and this is A Place of Yes. In each episode, we have honest conversations about grief, the messy parts, the unexpected moments, and the ways we begin to heal. Through heartfelt stories and expert advice, my hope is to offer you comfort, connection, and a reminder that you don't have to navigate this alone. On this episode, I'm joined by musician Jeff Brisbin to remember his son Josh and to talk about what grief looks like years later. Jeff shares the moments that still catch him off guard and the stories that make him smile. We also explore how music has helped him keep going and honor Josh's memory. This episode includes discussion of suicide. Welcome, Jeff Brisbin, to A Place of Yes. I'm so excited to have you here. I have, it was funny when I was talking about guests for season 3. We were in the middle of a conversation and all of a sudden your name flashed in front of I was like, Jeff, I called it out. And I was like, I can't believe I haven't thought about it already. I can't believe we haven't done this yet. So thank you so much for being here.
Happy to be here.
So welcome to A Place of Yes. I want to start with something light. What's something that you have said yes to lately, other than being on this podcast?
Uh, I said yes to meet some friends at Uncommon Grounds today.
All right.
So
There you
yeah,
go.
that's where I was.
That's a fun,
Yeah.
I always think we named this podcast A Place of Yes because it is about a reminder of the joy in saying yes. And you can live with this really big heartache, but sometimes it's as small as meeting friends at uncommon ground and just
It is.
reconnecting with friendship. So I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said yes to being on the show. So let's get into it. Can you tell me a little bit about Josh, who he was?
Sure. Joshua James, and he was a brilliant, gentle boy. When he was younger, he was quiet, introspective, but he'd be sitting over there when his brothers would get going, and they'd making him laugh, and then he'd come out with a zinger. So he had finished his first year of college, computers, IT.
Where was he in this? So you have 5 other kids?
Yes.
Okay, so where
So he's the youngest boy.
okay. So tell me your favorite memories of him. You shared some when he was with his brothers.
My oldest son lives in Quincy, Mass.
Oh, okay.
He's a Harvard grad, and he works at Harvard for the last 20 years. And so he would come Christmas time. Um, my other son, Paul, works for Stewart's, and the two of them, they just get going, and they just get Josh laughing, and it was just fantastic. Then I remember another time I went out. He went to SUNY IT
Okay.
in Utica, and I had this thing where I would call him Josh's, made his first name a plural. So we spent the whole day together. I'm dropping him off at his dorm, and it was like November. And you know how sound carries outside? So he gets out of the car and he's walking back to his dorm, and I go, Josh's. He just he goes, Dad. He just shakes his head and walks away. And when I did his eulogy at the funeral home, that was one of the things I spoke about. It's where I'm going to remember when I can see him
Walking away.
walking away.
So how old was he when he passed?
18 and a half.
18 and a
Yeah,
half. And I think you had said that's about 14 years ago. Is that true?
it is. Yeah.
So
I'm 17th.
June 17. So and I think in the world of loss, particularly children's loss, child loss, you hang on to these weird connections, right? And I did not know this. So Jake will be gone 15 years in December. So we lost our kids
Yeah.
roughly in the same time span.
I did a fundraiser for you at the Horseshoe probably 20 years ago.
I
So long ago.
I That's funny you say that because now I remember that. I was talking to Brian about this interview, and I was like, there are so many degrees of connections in our lives. And I said, but I don't Chuck Allen and the Halsteads, right? Jeff.
Yeah.
And yeah. So I was like, it makes so much sense that we're having this conversation. And I said, and that our lives have intersected in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Um, I do remember that at the Horseshoe. For Jake.
Bob
Yeah,
and Kenna worked it all out.
that's right.
If I would think, way back, he's a dear friend of mine.
Okay. So that is so we were going through this, for like different ways, different ages, different all of that, but the same loss, right? Like what do you what are your what were your early days of grief like? Like I can remember mine so viscerally and I can almost if I let myself go there, I can feel like I can still feel um like coming home from the hospital without him. And I can still feel like the way that I was like screaming. And like I remember like Ethan was there and he was only 5. And I could put myself there right now. Do you have some of those?
Yeah, so I was finishing a gig at the Grey Geldon,
Okay.
and it's 3 minutes to 11. I'm in my last song, and my phone is blowing up. I can see it. And so I finish the last song. I grab my phone. I go outside, and it's my youngest daughter, who's a year younger than Joshy.
Okay.
And she's totally upset telling me Josh was gone. And I just screamed. And I went in the parking lot by the downtowner
Okay. Yeah.
and just was calling the rest of my kids once I got myself together.
Had you connected with
And
your wife yet or no? Or
she was there.
okay. Oh, she was
Yeah,
at your show.
yeah, yep, yep. So, yeah, it was terrible. And then it was just numbing and non-belief. And I had people coming over to my house at till 3:30 in the morning. You know, yeah, I can go back to it. It's tough. It's just hard to believe. And then the way he took his life, committed suicide, and he mixed 3 chemicals together in a bucket. Never smoked, never drank, never did drugs. Perfect child. Brilliant. And when he did that, it was so toxic. He had mind to he did in the front seat of his car, put a note on the window, do not open door, fatal fumes.
Oh, Jeff.
So 4 or 5 breaths, it's gone. And
I always like
so I couldn't see him for, I think, 4 days. They put him in a vented room in Saratoga Hospital. They had to evacuate some people when they brought him in, and couldn't embalm him. Uh,
oh my goodness.
so
So he knew like wow. And you
he found it on the internet. So the police told me afterwards. So
I am so sorry. I usually start with that, right? I'm so sorry for that, for your loss. I mean, and I'm just
yours.
no, thank you. And it's just, I know that I can go back to like the days before, you know, Jake had been sick and we never thought he was going to pass, but he was having some struggles. He had like just had a series of the 6 weeks before his death were just like one thing after the other. So I can go back there and I don't let myself a lot of time like live in the guilt or like shoulda, woulda, coulda because right, you can't you can't change it even if you stay in that space.
I fought that for 2 years.
That's what so that was my
I
like
didn't sleep. What didn't I 4 years before, he had written 2, what would you call it, attempts at a suicide note, and his sister was vacuuming his room, and it caught the papers. We got him help immediately, and very quickly, 180 degrees, and he was doing great in school. Uh, After that, he was fine. I mean, we watched him like a hawk, all of us, so we were so keyed in. That's why when I went, uh, hospice has grief counseling
Yep.
for a year
Okay.
for your family,
We did
no charge.
Wave Runners. Is that was the name of the program we did, but there's a bunch
Yeah,
of
I
them.
don't remember, but and so, they told me, "Don't beat yourself up," but I did, and sometimes I still do. Um, it's an unnatural thing. you know, that this is supposed to happen that way. We're supposed to go the natural order of life. And so that was the hardest thing. And he was my buddy. I used to do this thing when they were from the time they were little, and even when he was going to college, I did this thing, da, 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 and they had to get in the arm, you know,
I love
all that stuff, and the I love you when I was dropping him off or pick him up, or I was leaving for work, and it was special stuff
this is a horrible question, but you didn't see it coming. You thought that he had done.
that he
Yeah.
was good. Uh, he struggled in school before that, before we found the notes, but once, no, he was great. Was happy. He just started driving, got his own car.
Do you sometimes, and this is a stupid question perhaps, but like blame the internet, right? Like because we have, I don't know, like sometimes I just get so, and less so now, but the teenage years are tough enough. And then,
Yeah.
Ethan's 20 now, but like they, the things they have access to for a while just terrified me because they don't always know that it will get better or that it sort of can be hard or that those ages are hard. Like, and I don't know. I know that we've gone through our whole, like, where we're just, where you lock into your kids and you're just like, watch them like a hawk, but you can't watch them 24/7. And
No.
you don't know what anybody is really thinking. So it's just, I don't know. It's a weird thing, but sometimes I'm like, it was so simple in a different, and maybe all generations do that. I feel like my parents did that about me as well, right?
Sure. Well, it was simpler when we were kids.
Yeah.
Go outside till the streetlights come on.
100%.
Um,
And no
but
cell phones, but
so the police told me this was the number one way in Japan
okay.
at that time. So that's where I don't know how he found it, but that's where he
But that's
found it.
where I found it.
Yep. And
Did he leave a note?
he did on the printer's computer. I am worthless.
Oh, Jeff.
Yep. Which people could think that way, you know.
Especially when you just, if they could only believe the amount of love you had for them, right? Like, just like your body. I mean, as a parent, it's just, you never, I always say, like, you don't, or at least for myself, right? Like, you never knew love until you had a kid. It's just this whole different thing. And it's just
It's
so,
a well that keeps replenishing
yeah,
forever.
so heartbreaking to think they might not realize that.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the shift of grief, right? Because I think particularly like for all of us, but I also in your situation, you had to work through the loss, the guilt, like all of those things that you said, and then figure out how to adjust to grief, which is ever changing. Because I know when I first lost Jake, I had limited experience with grief at this point. Like my grandmother had died, but again, you referenced this earlier, right? The circle of life, like
Yeah.
it was, my grandmother died relatively young. She was 71, I think. But she had and she had some health stuff, but, like, she was my grandmother. Like, it was a different thing. Um, Losing your kid just shifts all that, and so how has your grief changed? Like, I know that I at first thought, like, I believed, you'd read the books about, like, the 5 stages of grief, and at first I was like, "Oh, okay, you go through this and then you've processed and you're done." And then I didn't know what to do with my emotions because I was like, "Wait, I'm still living with this." And it took me a long time to sort of do that. So what did your grief look like over the last 14 years?
Well, in the beginning, you wonder, am I allowed to laugh and to be happy? Because he's gone, and I can't bring him back, and it still eats away. Every day, I look at that picture. I come out of my room. I have a wall that's pictures of my kids,
Yeah.
my family wall. And I'll tell you another thing. I believe, so you'll probably laugh at me. I have in my closet in my bedroom, I've got these, they're like this long, two of them, and they're motion activated lights.
Okay.
They're not plugged in, They don't have batteries. Well, they USB charged.
Okay.
Okay. So today is Tuesday. Yeah, last night it was. I get into bed. It's like 11:30. And for the last 2 years, I've been in this house for 3.5 years. The last 2 years, and you have to be standing up and wave. So what I do in the morning, I get up, it lights up my shirt because my room is dark. And so there's two separate lights, not plugged into AC. And about 2 years ago, they started going on. And so of course, I want to believe it's him. I said, Josh, there's two lights. If it's you, just turn the right one on. Only the right one comes on. So I was thinking about this morning when I woke up. So last night, I'm in bed for like 10 minutes. I'm looking at Instagram, trying to doze myself off, and the light comes on. I always reach out to it. I don't have mice or bats. Um, I reach out, tell them I love them. I said, Josh, if that's you, when you can turn that light on, it's like an 8-second timer, it shuts off. And you have to wait a little bit longer, and then you can reactivate it. Turn it back on. And he did.
I can I am such a believer. Like, I can't even I love everything about that. It's 1,000% Josh, in my opinion, for sure. I and I could match, like, I have those stories. I mean, I'm wearing this, like, kind of Cardinal shirt because 'cause I'm into the Cardinal. Part of the reason that I wanted to record this season at home was because, like, this is, like, Jake's home. This is the couch I fed him on, like, you keep him so, like, or I keep Jake, and I know you keep Josh, right? Like, we have to fight hard to keep them present, but I could not believe more that they find ways to let us know they're there, and
It didn't go on again. Now, maybe May or June, I woke up at 4 o'clock. I couldn't go back to sleep. I'm tossing and turning. You ready for this? 52 times over 3.5 hours. That bike went out until it was almost out of juice.
I love it. I mean, I
There's
just
somebody.
it's but don't you feel like doesn't it make you feel, like, happy? Like, can it, like or does it make oh,
Yes.
I should actually ask.
I tell him I love him and I reach out to him. I thank him for visiting me, checking in on me.
Yep.
And absolutely.
Because this is sort of a funny story. When Jake first passed, I drove a Volvo, and I had, like, the hardest time when I got the Jeep instead of the Volvo, which is why our license plates all say Jakey, because I just was like, I have to figure out how to keep him sort of close to us because he will never have been in this car. Like, I just had this, like I was a wacky about some things. But in the Volvo, there was a toy puzzle that, like it was one of those where it was like the drums and you put it in and it made a drum sound or whatever. For, like, 3 or 4 years, every once in a while you wouldn't touch it, you wouldn't do anything, they would just start to go off. So we started just saying I think Ethan might have even started. He was like, "It's Jake." So then we would just say like, "Hey, it's Jakey," "Hey, Jakey." You might not hear it for like 6 months, but then you would hear it. Or like we'd be going to Plum Island, which is a place that he always went on vacation with us, and like the whole ride to Plum Island would be going off. I believe in those things so much, and I always think in my grief, those are the things that sort of once you lean into them and accept them for what they are, they save you to some degree.
It's comforting. It's and sometimes they'll go 2 weeks and then it always wakes me up. And it's just a gentle nudge, I think. I want to believe it.
It's
So last night, think about that. Turn it on again, Josh, as soon as you can. And
that
he
he
did.
did it.
And
It
then that was it.
it's so awesome. It's too hard to think of a life, right, without them in it somehow. And I just think that for them too, they want us to know that they are still watching us, I believe.
I was worried, is he okay? Is he warm enough? Silly things.
No, not silly.
But, all those things that a parent thinks about with their kids.
Are they alone? Are they yeah, all of the things. Well, I love that. Um, does he
Pretty cool.
does he come back to any of his siblings or to his mom or to like are there
His Wait till you hear this one. So his oldest brother gets off the T in Quincy, walking to his wife's waiting for him in the car. He's on the sidewalk, and there's this boy coming towards him who looks just like Joshy, only about 14 years old, 13 years old, younger version. And Jeff says, Dad, I'm staring at this kid, and he's like 60 feet away, and we're walking towards each other. He says, so I had to stop because I felt I'm going to freak the kid out. He says, I look down the sidewalk as I'm walking. I look up. The kid is standing in front of him with his hand out. He shakes Jeff's hand, smiles like this. And Jeff is like, and they just walk away. His wife saw the boy. So there was a presence, no words exchanged. I'll make the hair
I
stand for.
that's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, that's the only other thing that I'm aware of.
Okay.
You know, he was the apple of everybody's eye, because he was just this, he was a beautiful boy. And like I say, keep quiet and then boom, he come out with a great little funny thing. He's my buddy.
I it's funny you say that. On Jake's gravestone, we wrote like we miss you little buddy. Like he was our buddy too, right? It's hard.
I didn't bury Josh traditionally.
What'd
I'll
you do?
tell you afterwards where he is.
Where is he? Is it not you don't wanna
It's illegal. So
Oh, okay. So that'll be in the uncut yet. Um, interest I struggled with what we would do because there was part of me that wanted to keep him with us. And then I don't know, I was, like, raised Catholic and I got weird and, like
it's a
yeah, so I got, like, weird about it, and then I didn't know what to do. So then we buried him, and then for years, 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 I was, like, obsessive, like, had to go see him twice a day because I don't know, I was like a mom, right? So I was like, "I can't just ignore him." And now I'm less obsessive. Brian still, I would say, is there most days. Um and then sometimes I feel guilty because 'cause I'm like, "Oh, dad's showing me up, like, I need to go now." But it's a hard decision, it's hard to figure out. I know some people keep them, kinda do half and half, like, but it's hard to I look forward to hearing where he is. Um,
You'll like it.
tell me I think about the early days kind of shifting a little bit back to, like, the overwhelming grief, and in those days, I often have said that Ethan saved me, right? Like, Ethan having to parent him as a five-year-old in kindergarten who, had to call 911 when his brother died unexpectedly. Like, I had to dig myself out of whatever hole I would get myself in and be there for him. How did, like, parenting your other kids and your marriage, like, how did your whole life, like how did you get through those early years and even now?
Well, my kids are my salvation. Uh, Top of mind, number one thing. In fact, my baby daughter who got married last September, she's on her way to Edinburgh, Scotland right now,
Oh, wow.
going on their honeymoon.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're special. And we keep Josh alive. I mean, we talk about him. Christmas time, I'll go Christmas shopping. I'll pick up, he would love that. And I have to put it back,
Yep, yep.
So they have helped me so much because I'm so involved. We're on a text chain. I have a daughter in Chicago. She's an urban planner. Uh, Son in Quincy, daughter in Galway, son in Hudson Falls, and my youngest in Troy. So they're all over the place. We go have dinner. Just seeing them, being around them, rejuvenates me. It fills my heart, I guess. Try to put it into words. Uh, Just they're my everything, and it did make it easier because I had them.
Yeah.
If Josh had been an only child, I think it would have been harder, you know. So it's there's nothing easy about any of it.
No.
The only positive thing about Joshy going, I've had probably in the last 14 years over 20 people sent to be my friends. They say, who people have lost a child. I'm going to call Jeff first and say, hey, is it okay if I send, and they do. And it's medicine for me too. I just help them get over that initial hump. And many of them were to suicide. My oldest daughter helps arrange the walk they do, which is coming up
Okay.
every year. We did that for a few years. It's hard for me to do.
Yeah.
The crowds get bigger every year.
The numbers are, yeah.
People, yeah, there's every day, it's 20 service people every day.
Oh, God. You've got to figure it out, I think.
People don't realize, like you were saying, it is going to get better. They think whatever it is, it's the end of the world. Or if they had one more night, maybe to.
Well, I was reading something about, if you can just keep you need to know. And so much of what happens with suicide is so deep and personal, like not shared. But if you can just, if you can convince them that it's just, one more night,
Yeah.
things are better in the light of day or whatever those sayings are, but just,
If I had known, I remember waking him up. He was 6'3", like your boy.
yeah.
And so his foot was hanging out of the bed. I grabbed his big toe. Gotta get up in the morning, Joshy. Gotta get up this morning. Get him up. Yeah. I don't know. It's.
I love what you just said, though, and it's kind of was a segue as something that I had written down to talk to you about because I noticed this, We're in that club. We're in the worst club, the one that no one wants to join, but every day people join it, and the world gets small because I feel similar to you that, people reach out to me or they're like, "What should I say? What should I do? What's the right thing?" Or, and then even, when, when Liv died, Melissa and I got real close, and I'm hoping to have Chuck on the show too, but just you know, those feelings that I remember feeling, right? And you alluded to it earlier. Is it okay to laugh? I remember Melissa saying to me, "Am I ever gonna be happy again?" And I was like, "Yes, you are. You are." Like, you are gonna go out with your friends, or you're going to laugh, or you're going to forget for a minute and live in joy, and then you're gonna feel bad about it. But I think I wish I didn't know the things I did, which is, sort of what you were saying too, right? But
Yeah.
we are this resource, or lack of a better word, to other families, and I think I at least feel like there's a responsibility in that, right? Because you can feel so alone in those days.
No one knows unless it happened to you. Everybody commiserates with you and they feel bad and they say all the right things. I had lunch with Chuck last week.
Okay.
We were talking about that.
Yeah.
The life would be happy,
Yeah.
and it's there's several hurdles. And to me, grief is like the tides. It's like you get when it happens, when you have the loss, it's like the ocean just dumps on you and you can barely breathe.
Yeah.
And then it lets you breathe and it comes back. I mean, I still have days where I'll just be sitting at home and it'll just hit me and I'll scream. I just scream for him. I miss him so much. It's so cool that I believe he comes, and but it's
I
hard.
It's hard to I wonder if so he was 18, so he'd be what, 32?
30, coming up on 33. He's
33.
Aaron Judge's age.
Wow.
That's how I look at him.
And so Do you picture him still? How do you picture him? And I ask this only because I struggle so much with it that I'm just curious what other people do.
You know, he had a lot of great friends. So his college roommate, they went all through school together, third grade through high school and the first year of college. And he knows where Josh is. And he asked his girl to marry him right by Josh.
Oh, I love that.
And his friends know, and they go visit.
Visit.
I've gone there and they'll be
I've
a
seen
friend there.
people.
And so it's I picture him like being a young adult, like when his sister got married last year. Then I got up to give my little speech, thanking everybody for coming, and I read this passage that Josh, we found stuff after he passed, writings. He wrote a poem, Every Day I Will Think of You, it was called. And so I stood right behind my daughter with my hand on her shoulder, saying that and stuff. It's like I say, he's present.
Yeah.
He's always top of mind, as I'm sure Jade is for you.
No, for
It's,
sure.
it's just weird. So I do picture him being off. He never fell in love. He never got married. Never had a child. Like my son Jeff has one daughter. She's 12 now, going on 40. And you know how these kids are.
Do.
And I say, can you believe how blessed I have been? I have 6 of you. All that love.
Wow, so much.
And to lose one of you is just, you can't put it into words. It's
No,
but I'll swim in the tides, but I won't let it.
yeah, you got to pull yourself out. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
get back on the shore.
I think it's a perfect analogy. Like I talk about it sometimes. And, one of the things I tell others when I think they're sort of ready is that, I think there's this idea that you have to stay positive or blah, blah, and I do. I love the way you sort of said it because I too, I always call it like I go dark, like, and I need to do it. Like, and some of those dark days are dark. Like, it sucks. But I think you do that when you're strong enough to know that you can come out of it. And not that I give myself a time limit, but I sort of give myself a time limit. I'm like, you know what? You don't, nothing has to happen today. Lay on the couch and feel horrible for yourself, like mourn the loss all over again. But then tomorrow, compartmentalize a
Yeah.
little and keep moving forward, because it can overwhelm you. But I also think you gotta figure out what that balance is for you sometimes, right? And yeah, you've got to feel it because if you don't feel it, I just think, you got to believe in the signs and you got to feel it and you've got to, um, I don't know, like sometimes we travel a lot and we started that because we couldn't when he was sick. And I feel like it's a way we're taking him with us. Like I believe he comes with us on our trips. Like I believe all of those things. We struggle a little bit because, it's kind of why I asked why you picture him because so Jake was 4 when he passed. He's 19 now. Like that's just so vastly different, especially because, Ethan was 5 and now he's about to be 21. He's in love. He like, we have drinks with him. Like we like be having an adult child is so different
It is.
than when they're little. And it's so I love it so much. Like
Our best friends.
I miss my little boy and like the snuggles, but man, do I love having having adult Ethan.
Mhm.
And I just wonder what that would have been like. I did the weird AI thing once. Like I told chat to, I gave it a picture and I was like, tell me what Jake would look like now. And it did. I don't I'm mixed on it, like it was I guess maybe that's what he would look like. But it's kind of cool because now I feel like I have a picture. You know what I mean? Like I'm not just always picturing my little chubby 4-year-old. But who knows? The
Yeah,
things we do.
I know. It's part of the journey.
I believe, and I believe the reason he came to last night is he knew you were going to be talking about him. I believe he's kind of here with us. I don't know. What if he was here? What would you, if he's listening right now, what would you want him to know?
How much he was loved, and we would have done, all of us would have done anything in the world for him to make him not feel the way he must have felt at the end, you know.
I'm sure he knows that by now. I believe that. When we first started communicating, I'm going to shift a little bit because this is also, I thought this was so powerful. And it was such a simple sentence in one of the things you wrote, but you wrote, I love music. It saved me so many times. Talk to me about that. Like, what are examples of of how that, of what that means? Because I know we all need something. So, and music is your thing.
Yeah, so when I was 5 or 6, I'd be able to swing, making up my own little songs, and when I was like 10 or 11, I would dream about guitars.
Okay.
And then, my brother was 11, 12 years older than me. So we had these Elvis records. And I would listen to that. When I was 3, I'd put little marks on the label of the record, or 45s. So I would know that's the song I liked because I couldn't read yet. It intrigued me. I drove my dad crazy. Where do these songs come from? That's always fascinated me. And now being a songwriter, I know where they come from. It's all around you. I might write a song about this tonight. I don't know. And so music, God, I got divorced.
Okay. After Josh?
Yes. And it's 5 years now. And it's so, like, he wasn't in this house, you know. That's why I wanted to come here.
Yeah.
And plus this, I think, is better.
Yeah, face to face.
Yeah, it's more intimate. And so just the songs that I love, uh, Linda McCartney, Elton, Don Henley's, all these songs, I play them out. I got a 1,400 song playlist, literally. And I do it. Well, last year I did, don't yell at me, but 300 times last year at 300 gigs. A lot of doubles in the summer.
Well, you said you had sent one thing that what you had like 11 in 9 days or something
Yeah.
over Traverse. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it gets, but I'm off today, tomorrow, Thursday, and Saturday. So that's nice.
It's a quiet week for you.
Yes, it is. So it's a reflective week, and I got all my chores done at the house. So I'm going to chill.
I love that. So you always identify, you've always been a songwriter, always been a musician.
Well, I worked in the automobile business, which is where I met Chuck. I hired him when he first
So you
started,
guys go way back.
almost 40 years.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's why it's so great to see him. I see him in the Y playing basketball. I'm walking the track. And anyway, so yeah, long time. So that's what I did. Salesman, sales manager, general manager.
Okay.
And great business, but it eats your time up. It just sucks the life out of you. And so I'm glad I'm out of that. But full-time musician the last 12 years.
Okay.
Started playing out in 2000. Gaffney's 250 times, that kind of stuff. So like I do weddings, I do corporate stuff. It varies.
Do you has grief changed you as a musician? Like do you think it's changed like the music you're writing, the
Oh, sure. People say, I had people last night, I played one of my songs, and the woman was crying.
Okay.
And she said, Jeff, I cried at the song 15 years ago, and I'm crying again. I think when I write a song, I can't write, I'm walking on sunshine. I want to write something that's going to take your heart, massage it gently, and put it back in. I want you to feel something.
Yeah.
I play Cafe Lena. I play only my own songs.
Okay.
and it's so much more intimate. It's a dance between two people.
So it's so funny, right? Like, it's all perspective. So when I was thinking of you, when you said, "I love music, music saved me," I was thinking, honestly, purely in the days of after Josh died. Like, thinking of, because so much, I feel like I live and breathe grief in sort of a weird way, and the more I talk about it, like, the more I wanna talk about it, like, I'm sort of addicted to it, just because I do feel like a little bit like what you said, it makes you doesn't make me feel alive, but it's like you gotta tap into those emotions. So I was thinking, like, purely, like, from that, but I see now that music has been a part of who you are always. Do you feel at all that, like, in those dark days afterwards, that was music something you went to, or was it something that you weren't even thinking about? Like, did you just
Oh yeah. I mean, just playing the guitar, that's such a personal thing. You feel the vibrations through your body. And it's like music puts feelings. It's a way of putting feelings into, I don't know how to say it. I think you know what I'm trying
No,
to say.
I do know. It's like,
It's some songs that make you sad.
yep.
Walking on sunshine will make you happy.
Well, it's true though. You hear sometimes I can be in a horrible mood, and then I hear one of a song that for whatever reason, it might remind me of a friend, or it reminds me of some, and or whatever. Like, I have some songs that, there's this, I can't even think of the band, but there's a song that right after Jake died, I actually at the Y was in a spin class, and as I was like sweating and being like, trying to like I was working out, this song came on and I, like, started crying like a lunatic in the middle of the spin class because I was like, "Oh my god, this is about Jake." And all these years later, I hear it and, I wrote him a letter about it and I just really connect, like, so there, like, music has that power.
It's a
It
time machine.
Yeah,
It'll bring you back the first boy that said, "See ya." You know,
all of it, yeah.
all of that, all the things of our lives. It's comforting to me in so many ways. It's just, if I didn't have it, I don't know what I'd do.
Did Josh, like, were there songs that he liked? Did your kids, I imagine that you played music a lot for your kids.
Oh yeah, I'll send you a video
Okay.
that the
Oh,
kids
please
made
do.
about me.
Oh, really? Okay. Awesome.
It's funny. It's a mockumentary about me and my music. But they're so beautiful. But yeah, so my two sons both play guitar.
Okay.
They both are songwriters. Uh,
So you passed it on?
they're living their married lives, but that they're not performers. But they used to when they were younger.
Okay.
They did a little bit, and so yeah, that's in them. Oh yeah, and he loved the Beatles. He loved Radiohead.
Okay.
There's that song I play it every night for Josh. Creep.
Okay.
You know that song?
Yeah, I absolutely know.
When you were here before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You play it every time.
every night for him.
I love that.
Yeah. And then sometimes I'll do the song I sent you,
Yes.
which I wrote
For
about
him.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
So I definitely, and I don't know if the timing should be now or at the end, but I would love, and I don't even know if the sound here is gonna work, but would you play something?
Sure.
No, even like just a piece of maybe the song you wrote, like whatever you want.
You're gone, and I stayed every night since then. I prayed by the same old moon, same stars, same sky. I'm here, you're there. You need to know that I still care. Share the same old moon, same stars, same sky.
Now as I sit here all on my own, I'm so sad for what went wrong. So when you look up at that same old moon, you'll know I'm coming for you soon. I love you so, just don't know how to let you go. Share the same old moon, same stars, same sky. I share the same old moon, same stars, same sky.
Jeff, that was amazing. And I read the words when you had sent them and I listened to it, but to just hear you right now, I mean, do you sing that song most nights or
I have to be in the right mood.
that's was my
Certain nights I probably couldn't get through a song. I played it once, Cafe Lena, and I had a tough time getting through it. It's it just comes. Sometimes you feel fine, and then boom.
No, and that's so, I mean, hearing you sing that right now, like I almost got teary-eyed because you've captured exactly the loss, like the foreverness of it. And then I feel like once you have this loss, right, you're always grappling for signs and for connections and for that. And your message here it's beautiful and it's sad. It just sucks. And it's like you're gone, I'm here, you're there. Like that's just, it's the, it's the simple truth and it just blows. My very untechnical way of saying it, but it's just,
Well, what you were saying has it changed the way I. I want to. I don't want to sing about walking in the sunshine. I want to sing about real feelings that people have.
Yeah.
If I'm down, listening to songs that I love, or playing songs that I love, or writing a song, sometimes it's like somebody whispers it in your ear. It heals me. It just brings me back to realizing everything's going to be okay as it can be. You know, it's never the same after you lose somebody like that.
no. Does it sometimes, I imagine sometimes, and you had said this, like you can't play it all the time because it also probably brings it all right up to the surface. Like the pain is,
It does.
and sometimes
When I get in the right frame, it's important to play it. I've sent it to somebody who was sent to me, and the woman responded back like 2 hours later. She said, Jeff, I didn't look at the title of the song or anything. I went outside in Round Lake. I sat down in the garden, hit play, same old moon. I'm looking at the moon. So
I'm sure
people can relate to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. She lost her son.
Now, where can people, I have two final thoughts questions. So if people want to connect with you and or your music, where's the best place to reach you and find you?
JeffBrisbin.com, my website. My schedule is there. All my songs are there that I wrote. There's 36 songs there. I'm on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Bar People, the Bar People page, barpeople.com, or Bar People on Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Instagram. And my phone number's there. If somebody just wants to talk, I'll always listen.
People who are listening to this show, a lot of times they're people who are experiencing loss or who have really good friends who are going through it and they want to know what they can do, how they can help. What would you tell people that you wished someone had said to you back then? Like
Well,
whether it's grief or struggling or just any of it.
I think, as we said before, people mean well, but they don't truly understand. They understand you've lost, but they don't really understand the depth of that loss and the height of the grief. So I would say get grief counseling at hospice in Saratoga if you're in the Saratoga area. It was very beneficial for me because I did have the woulda, shoulda, coulda, and it helped me with that. And lean on your friends and your family. And like I didn't want you have to, people go, they don't know if they should talk about Josh or Jake. Should they even mention him? It's like the unmentionable. Well, every year I post the day that it happened. I tell people what happened to me that day and what I went through. And I think it's important to talk about that person after they're gone. Otherwise, it's like they never existed. He was here. He's here now. So
No, I think that's a great message for the audience. I believe in it. I say it all the time. Ask us, say their name. You're not going to remind. I
Sure.
already know they're gone. You're not going to make us feel worse. In fact, you'll make us feel better.
right. Acknowledging that he was here. He was a real person. It's not just an emotion you're feeling.
Thank you so much for not only agreeing to be on the show, but for sharing your song and your music and for being so open and for sharing Josh with us. I loved hearing more about him and your whole family, but I especially loved connecting over Josh. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I love you.
Or how do you do it?
I love you.
Oh, I love it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to A Place of Yes. I hope today's conversation brought you comfort, connection, maybe even a little bit of hope. If it did, I'd love for you to subscribe and share this episode with someone who might need it too. See you next time on A Place of Yes.